Hello guys and girls, this is Trisha with a Q&A about sex. Well, YouTube, don't worry, I know how to talk about that without offending someone. I know what words to use, so there's no need for concern. But they're questions that actually my followers have asked me over the years, and I always wanted to do Q&A about it. I wrote them down, so just like, I wouldn't forget what I was going to answer to. So yeah, I'm going to be truthful about this. If you have more questions, send them to me, let me know them, and I will do Q&A about it. So let's start with the first one. Well, is an orgasm important for you? Mwah. Well, actually, it's nice to have one. I'm not going to lie about that, but it's not really something that I need to have. You can be intimate with your partner, and it can be really nice and great without orgasms. Well, I've had that many times. Have I faked it? I have done that as well, but just because I didn't want to hurt my partner's feelings. But that's because you just put the stakes so high in these days that people are thinking you have to orgasm every time, and you have to, otherwise, the man feels like they didn't succeed anything, or they were bad or something, or horrible and bad, which is not true. The truth is, orgasms really happen when you can really let go, and you have days when that doesn't work. Well, I have them. I just talk actually about myself. I don't talk for anybody. Everybody is different. Everybody is different, But this is just what I've experienced. If I'm in stress, it's really hard for me to just let go and to be in the moment and let everything happen. If my mind wanders off to something else all the time, or if I can't stay in the pleasurable moment, how can I put this, then it won't happen. As simple as that. It will happen if I can let go. For me. I know there are women who have a lot of problems with that. And I don't know if there are men who have problems with that as well, but I suppose there probably are. But it's not the end of the world if you don't orgasm, I think. And it doesn't mean your partner did do something wrong, or that you have done something wrong. There are those days, or those moments. Well, it's important in a way, but it's not the most important thing. The most important thing for me when I have sex is to trust my partner, to have fun, to enjoy it, and that does, an orgasm kind of crowns that, but it's not so bad if it doesn't happen. It can't happen all the time. Don't put so much pressure on yourself and on others. That's what I believe. If I put that pressure on myself, I have to orgasm. And how is that supposed to happen? Or my partner, you have to give me an orgasm, otherwise you're failing. Well, then he's going to fail, That's for sure. Yeah, but that's my opinion on that. I wonder what your opinion is. Let me know. The next question. Now I have to kind of wait a minute. I have to kind of turn this around. Oh. How do you feel comfortable during or before the first time being with a new partner? Well, what do you do, actually, like that? Well, that's always very difficult, I think, the first time, that you're with someone. It was for me all the time, because you don't know that person. Even if what you can see in the beginning, you don't see a person right away naked, I suppose. So will fit what you like, and that is important. I mean, the optic, if you like it or not, you must like what you see, and everybody has a different taste, and that's okay, but then you still don't know how it looks like down there, how that person what that person likes, what that person doesn't like, because usually, you know, people don't sit down and talk about it. Maybe they should, you know, really say, but that's like a bit weird, I think, for me. If I would sit there and say, well, I don't like that, I do like that, we can, like, maybe in general after a few dates or something, I don't know, talk about that, but I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that, like making a list. Don't do that to me. And, you know, yeah, it's very difficult. And you have in everybody, you know, even someone that has like a very good figure and pretty face, whatever, can be very insecure. Because insecurity comes not just from the body, you know, it comes from inside. And I was always very insecure my entire life. And I would prefer, even though I have no reason for it, everything is in place, everything is firm, everything is where it's supposed to be, you know, like, and how it's supposed to be, but still, I'm very insecure, and I prefer not to have too harsh lighting the first time. I don't like it, because it's just like, I don't know, it takes away the intimacy, and you feel very uncomfortable, because you don't know if it's going to fit. And sexuality, you know, in a relationship, we're talking about that now, because that's the only sex that I've had in relationships, in my relationships, not in others, you know, in mine. You know, if you start a relationship, you have to find out if that really fits, because there can't be a good relationship unless that is right, and that your partner wants it the same way you want it. You know, that has to just go hand in hand, really. It doesn't work otherwise, and you have to kind of find that out, and that's always very nerve-wracking, I think, because I did have those experiences when everything else was great. He was looking the way I wanted him to look, and he was intelligent, he was nice, kind, everything, you know, had a good heart. And we've had sex, and I thought, oh my God, what is he doing? It was not his fault, you know, don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not saying, you know, that's his fault. But that's just how he does it, how he likes it. And it just did not go with what I like. So then you can't start a relationship, and you have to voice it even if it hurts. And you can really be nice about that and say, I'm sorry, but, you know, this is not the way I want to have sex for the rest of my life, or for how long our relationship is going to last. So, because you can't go into a relationship when the sex is horrible for you. I've had that. I tell you, when I was in England and I was engaged there, I didn't like having sex with that partner. Because I loved him, but I didn't say it. I didn't voice it. I didn't like how he was doing it. So I just made like shopping lists in my head and and stuff like that, you know, like, because it's just like, it wasn't for me. It just was not what I wanted. His body and my body didn't match what I want, you know, and what I want from sex and what he wanted from sex didn't match. So that relationship had no chance of working. It worked for a year. We were engaged, like I said, and then I ended it. Because I thought, I can't live like that for the rest of my life. But also he was very jealous, and I told you that before. But besides that, the sex wasn't great for me. I'm not saying at all, because I'm sure he found a woman that likes it the way he does it. I hope he did. And I'm sure he did. But it was just not for me. That's no big deal. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. So there is not a general answer to this. How to feel comfortable when you are with someone for the first time. I'm just thinking that it's up to your partner to make you feel comfortable, to give you the feeling that it's alright how you look. You look beautiful. You would look beautiful if you had a hump. If you had, I don't know, whatever. You're beautiful to me, and you do not have to be ashamed or something. But I understand your feelings, and then it'll be alright, and it'll work out. You know what I'm saying? Like, because your partner can really take that stress away from you. Maybe not all of it, but most of it. By being understanding, and by just showing that he loves you, or that he is completely happy with your body, the way it looks and the way you are. That's up, you know, to your partner. Of course, you have one that has very high standards and he makes you feel small right away and bad, don't go and don't do that relationship. Don't start that relationship. Don't, run. You better run. Put your pants on and out. And your shirt. Don't want to be arrested, so put your shirt on as well. But, yeah, so that has to be right, I think. And your partner has to also kind of like, and you have to give that person the same feeling, I think. That's all right. You look wonderful to me. Even, if you're not perfect, nobody is. I'm not, nobody is. So, yeah. How do you feel about that? I wonder what you say about it and how you think about it. This is what I feel. Next question. Well, how can people have sex with someone they barely know or not know at all? To be honest, I don't know. I can't answer that question because, see, or probably not to your satisfaction, because I don't know. I've never done that. I've only had sex really in relationship. I dated first, and then at some point you got intimate. Because I need to love someone or to feel so comfortable with someone, trust someone, to go that far, to just, put my clothes out and give myself to that person in that moment. That takes, for me, a lot of trust and love and understanding, and I have to know that person. So I cannot answer that question really satisfyingly because I've never done it. I think there's nothing wrong with it if somebody wants to do it like that, and I know many people do. And, well, if they're happy with it, that's fine with me. But I couldn't do that, so I can't answer that how they do it. Maybe they have more trust in other people. Maybe they have not been let down. Maybe they have not been raped like I was, Maybe they have not had bad experiences, so they just trust someone right away. For me, that's impossible. I couldn't do it. But I understand if somebody can do it, and yeah, that's all right, I think. What do you think? How people, can they just, don't they have fear? Don't they have like that trust right away into someone, that that person won't harm them and stuff like that? What do you think about that? Very interesting. Oh, how important is foreplay for you? Well, it is very important. I think that if it's not too long, if it well, then the man, in my opinion, well, or the partner, I mean, can also be for homosexuals, has to know when the time is right, and you have to know when the time is right to take it to the next level, So the foreplay is very important for me, because I can't just lay down and get in. I've never done that. I think no, I haven't. Foreplay is important. It doesn't. If it takes too long, it takes kind of like the passion out of it, because it can get tiring if it takes on for an hour, But just when the right time comes, the partner will know. And if you're together with someone, then that partner will know when the time is right to just take it further. And when the time is right to take it to the next level. But for me, it's very important. Very, very important. I have to say that. Yeah, it's more fun when you're kind of like slowly building it up, and that's the first start of it. So, again, comments, what do you think about it? And stay clean, YouTube, So, oh, how do you voice what you like and what you don't like in the bedroom? I think I kind of answered that before. You have to talk about it, In a way, I always was very shy and very scared, actually, about saying it. Especially when I was like, in my 20s. I thought like, you can't just say, I don't like, but on the other hand, you want to endure something you don't want to do, no. So just say it. I mean, if you have an understanding partner, he will understand. You know, like when you say, I don't like this or that, he won't force you to do this. You know, that's just it. It's really about, it has to fit. His expectation, her expectation, or his and her expectation must really go hand in hand. And what you like and what you don't like. Otherwise, the relationship will be a rocky one. Because that, you know, love is the foundation. Sex is a part of a relationship. And that has to be right. So if you're lying to your partner and saying you like something you really hate to do, that is not a really good thing. You should never do that. Just be honest and open about this. And if that means that you can't be together because that is something important to that person, then that's how it is. Because you can't spend the rest of your life doing things in the bedroom you don't want to do. That's what I think. That's how I handle it. You know, I do talk about it. And you find that out, you know, like I said, with time. Sometimes people really sit down and talk right away. I mean, I say right away what most of the time, that I would never do a threesome or no swinger club. All of that is out of the question for me. For me, it's love is the basis. I need to love that person, and it's one-on-one. And cheating is something that I can't stand in a relationship. I would never tolerate it. That would be ended completely. I would end it right away after that happened. But that's my opinion, because my trust would be gone. If somebody is still willing then to try, that's their business. That's all right, and maybe it works for them, you know. But I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. That's just me, and I know there are people that think, many people that think otherwise. Yeah. That's all right. I accept that, and I think that's really good for them if they can still make it work. But I'm just built the way that I couldn't. So, because I need to trust someone, and I could never trust that person ever again. That's just me. So I do say those basic things in the beginning before something happened, the basics. Everything else you find out later on, you know, like, you just like, you know, you have to be a bit open, but I think you have to kind of draw where your personal boundaries are. You have to know that, and you have to voice it. Because otherwise you're in a relationship and you do things you don't want to do. And I think that is very, very bad and very unhealthy. So this is how I deal with it. How do you deal with it? Let me know about it. I hope you liked this video. I hope you liked my honesty. I was really honest about this. Give me your opinion. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Become part of my internet family. But I haven't done an erotic video about this subject for a long time, actually. But I thought it was time again to do it. And I think I was completely alright. I mean, YouTube can't say anything about it because I was really, really clean and I talked very carefully about it. And I think that should be cool. So, yeah, give me your opinion. If you have more questions about this subject or other subjects, let me know and I will do a video about it. Take care of yourself, stay healthy. I wish you great relationships with lots of love and great sex. Yeah, so enjoy, watch my other videos, and keep on loving me. I love you. Bye.